great stuff to do that would work, all these great startups, and AGI was like kind of a pipe dream. And also, even if it was possible, DeepMind seemed like impossibly far ahead. And so we had this year over the course of 2015 where we were talking about starting it. And, it was like kind of coin flippy. And I think this is the story of like many ambitious things where they seem so difficult and there's such good reasons not to do them that it really takes a core of people that like sit in a room, look each other in the eye and say, all right, let's do this. And those are like very important moments. And I think when in doubt, you should lean into them.
So there were just a billion things, a billion reasons why people might say you shouldn't do it. I mean, off the bat, like even one of the things you figured out was the scaling laws.
It's so hard to remember what it was like. Next year will be our 10-year anniversary. And so yeah, thank you. But to like remember what the vibes were like about AI 10 years ago, that was like fighting and it's important if it works and other people aren't doing it. You can actually like get a lot of people together. And so we said, okay, we're going to go for AGI. 99% of the world thought we were crazy. 1% of the world it really resonated with. Turned out there were a lot of smart people in that 1%, and you could get like, there wasn't really anywhere else for them to go. So we were able to really concentrate the talent, and it was a mission that people cared about. So even though it seemed unlikely, if it worked, it seemed super valuable. And we've observed this many times with startups. If you are doing the same thing as everyone else, it is very hard to concentrate talent, and it's very hard to get people to like really believe in a mission. And if you're doing like a one of one thing, you have a really nice tailwind there.
Okay, so some people in this room might be thinking like, should I try to start an OpenAI scale thing off the bat? You also worked on Loop your first time around. Were there lessons from that?
OpenAI was not an OpenAI scale thing off the bat. OpenAI was like,
how people use ChatGPT has changed a lot. How people use your API has changed a lot. What surprises you the most with the latest models like O3, and what emergent behaviors or use cases are standing out to you right now?
I think we're in a really interesting time. We haven't been in one of these for a while, but like right now, we're in an interesting time where the product overhang relative to what the models are capable of is here. The products that people have figured out to build is way down here. There's a huge, even if the models got no better, which of course they will, there's a huge amount of new stuff to build. And also, like last week, O3 cost 5 times as much as it did this week. And that's going to keep going. I think people will be astonished at how much the price per performance falls. We have an open source model coming out soon. I think people are going to be, yeah. I don't want to like steal the team's glory and pre-announce this, but I think you all will be astonished. I think it will be like much better than you're hoping for. And the ability to like use it to run incredibly powerful models locally is gonna like really, really surprise people on what's possible. But so you have this world where like the model capability has gone into like a kind of like a very new realm. The cost of the APIs are gonna keep falling quite dramatically. The open source models are gonna be super great. And I think we have not yet seen the level of new product innovation that the reasoning models are capable of, which makes sense. They're pretty new. But this is like an exceptional time to go build a company that takes advantage of this sort of new thing that exists, this sort of new square on a periodic table that no one has built with yet. So only in the last month, I think we really started to see startups that are saying, okay, like reasoning models are different. The whole interaction model is different, and really building for that.
I mean, for me, even memory has turned into, it feels like I'm talking to someone who knows me, which is interesting.
Yeah, memory is my favorite feature that we've launched this year. I don't think most people somewhat already does, but when we get to a model that has like true complete multimodality, like perfect video, perfect coding, everything, and deep reasoning, that will feel like quite powerful.
It seems like that might be a hop step over to the embodied aspect. That's having vision, having speech, and having reasoning is a hop step to, yeah, basically the robot we want.
Our strategy has been nail that first, and then make sure we can connect that to a robot. But the time for the robot is coming soon. I think I am very excited about a world where when you sign up for like the highest tier of the ChatGPT subscription, we send you a free humanoid robot too.
I mean, that future is going to be pretty wild. Being able to have robots that do real work in the real world.
I think we're not that far away now. Uh, the mechanical engineering of robots has been quite difficult, and the sort of AI for the cognitive part has been quite difficult too. But it feels within grasp.